Oh my gosh, there he is.
What is up?
He's a warrior. All right. Youngblood Brewing opened in May in a primo location on King Street in downtown Madison. It's a beautiful tap room with a 10-barrel brewery down below. Very cool. It kind of opens down to the lower area. I heard that was your idea, Billy. Maybe we can talk about that. The brain trust of this brewery has some serious cred. Tom Dufek created Plain Spoke canned cocktails and ran the very well-regarded cocktail programs at Merchant and Lucille, two Madison institutions in downtown, just a few blocks from Youngblood. Head brewer Kyle Gregorash made a strong name for himself at Door County Brewing, and especially the spinoff of that brewery, Hacienda Beer. And then we have tonight's guest, beer hustler extraordinaire, no good ruffian, and short-time podcaster, Billy.
What is up?
Hi, Billy.
How are you?
Thanks for joining us on our live stream.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You've gotten to experience my few excursions out for actual enjoyment of libations in this short period of time where I've owned a brewery.
Yeah, Billy was the first. I think Billy was the last guy I had a beer with before the coronavirus hit, and we went to a place and got some beers and got a lot of beers.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me all about this crazy new brewery that was opening up, and I was like, "Wow, that sounds really cool." And then there was a coronavirus, and walk us through what Youngblood was kind of going to be before the pandemic, and how those plans kind of changed.
So I've been in the industry for a pretty long time, and the way that the winds were kind of blowing, we kind of thought like the best thing to do is drive sales straight out of the tap room, do draft only options where I could romantically run like I don't know, 15 barrels out a week and just be like, the good old life, sell right off the back of a van. I thought that would be so great, and then all the bars closed. So that stopped happening. So then we were like, oh crap, the bars aren't closed. And that means our bar can't be open either. So we kind of chopped it and we're like, all right, how about we just start canning some stuff? So we literally with our lowly crawler machine just started crawlering stuff and putting stuff out for week after week. And we're like, this is unsustainable. We can't do things like this. And we kind of just kept pivoting to where we're at now. And now we release on draft about, we do a 10-barrel batch every week. So unlike, what was the name of that new brewery you were talking about in Bayview? Supermoon. So we're almost the exact opposite of that. So we're churning out 2 new beers every week, on draft at least. And then we save those kegs and do once a month a giant canning run where we run all those kegs through and can everything up. So, yeah. So if you want fresh IPAs on draft, just call Youngblood because we keg them up on Friday and deliver them on Friday every week. So that's kind of how we've been doing things. But yeah, it's been insane. This whole thing's been crazy.
When I talked to Tom last month, and you guys had already made 55 different beers in however many weeks it was. Would that have been like 10 weeks or I don't know, maybe a little bit more than that. But I mean, there's a lot of beers coming out, and I kind of see it, or Tom described it as a kind of a 3-legged stool of styles. You've got the IPAs, the farmhouse ales, and kind of the lagers.
I wouldn't say lagers. I would say more just there's always going to be the IPAs and pale ales. Then there's going to be our farmhouse saison, and then it's going to be the mixed bag of whatever Kyle wants to brew that month.
Okay.
So the way we've kind of like narrowed it down, just based on what people are really loving, our IPAs and our sours are kind of at the forefront of our mind. So we're always going to try and put those out every single month. And then we let Kyle kind of just run wild with whatever he wants to do. Like I'm holding in my hand right here, fresh pair of New Balances, brand new hype brewery making fucking amber. Sorry, can I swear on this? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I swear a lot. But yeah, so like fresh pair of New Balances is kind of the joke. They said, well, what should we make for? It's a dad beer. What do we just call it? I said, oh, we are calling this fresh pair of New Balances. And I talked to Nick at Brass Tap where we were having our beers because he grabbed a keg. It's on right now. I said I should go grab like a pair of like just nice New Balances from Kohl's, and we put them in like a glass box. And when someone kicks the keg, they win the fresh pair of New Balances. But then we're like, there's a lot of like sizing issues, and people just don't want them. And to go buy them and then have them get thrown away would be very sad. So it's like, yeah, screw it, it's fine.
So, all right. So, you mentioned Brass Tap, which is where we had our beers, but also, I mean, that's a development coming out of this pivot. You know, is that you guys have pushed beer into the Milwaukee market sooner than planned, right?
Yeah. So Dane County's still open at 25%, and it's tough. A lot of bars aren't even like. They have a back catalog of beers that are fantastic, but they're just like, we're fine right now. We don't need anything new. Some people, you know, are kind of digging it. Like we made a beer for our new neighbors, Best Burger in Madison, the Settle Down. We made them their own home IPA. So like places like that, you know, are still kind of cooking where it's like they have a big outdoor spot where you can sit, but you know, not a lot of people do. So, you know, beer's kind of just, you know, hanging around. But Milwaukee is kind of I mean, and a lot of my strongest supporters over the years are all Milwaukee bars. So, you know, we just did a hard pivot. Like, hey, let's just get it out wherever we can. So, like, I took beer all the way up to the Great Outdoors in Kewaskum. You know, I've got beer down in Racine, Kenosha. I've got it, you know, a little bit everywhere. So we're trying to find the holes, and that's the way it's got to be. And that's fine with us because it's people we want to work with anyways.
Yeah. So. And I mean, this is kind of a natural for you because you've been doing, talk a little bit about your background in sales. And that's kind of the thing that you're bringing to this company here.
Yeah. So, I've worked in distribution or around distribution, and this is going to be what was it, like 16 years, which is like absurd. God, yeah, dude. Like I've been in distro one way or the other since before I could drink. So like I've been merchandising and doing whatever. So yeah, so I've done sales, and most recently I own a company called Craft Beer Partners. So I was a kind of a hired gun. Basically, 4 breweries would pay me a quarter of my salary and put me out in the market. So I would do Epic Brewing out of Colorado, Upland out of Indiana. I did Oso out of Plover, and I did Shiner for a while. And I've worked all around. I've had Potosi in this program. I've had One Barrel in this program. Tallgrass, now RIP, in this program. So like a lot of really great breweries, and some not so great, but delicious quality product that I was going around, and I'd been doing it for a long time. So, you know, I finally decided, you know, I wanted to sell my own beer. I could regale you as to how the whole thing. Hey, I see Chad's on. Chad is the Oso taproom runner. He's the best. Anyways. The whole brewery started when I was courting Tom, my business partner. His distillery called Plain Spoke Cocktails. I was trying to get them on Craft Beer Partners because I didn't have anything like that. I go way back with Tom, and we were just kind of like, yeah, this seems like the right fit. I'm a cheap salesman, and you'll get somebody who's out there every single day fighting for you. So it kind of worked out, and we ended up drinking far too many cocktails and smoking a couple cigars over at Maduro. And I said, I don't know how long I'm going to do this, but as long as I'm doing it, I might as well represent your brand. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to sell my own beer. And he's like, so are we starting a brewery? I'm like, yeah, I think we are. And then we had an awkward phone call the next day where we're like, did we mean that? And what the hell did we do?
Are we like, yeah,
is this real? Like, I don't know. Yeah, so it was very goofy.
Nice.
But yeah, everything was planned out, then everything was replanned, and then replanned, and then replanned. What's nice about a brewery our size is that we're able to pivot like that. We just it's going to keep being this way for the foreseeable future. So any way to keep things going, we've got an awesome family of people that work at tap room with us that we're looking out for. So there's a lot behind that, and we're just trying to get it all done for the whole crew.
Okay, I've got one more question.
Sure.
And and you kind of alluded to it, and we kind of stole a little bit of its thunder here, but I'll just say, about the beer. You're not going to say this probably about your own beer, but I've had 4 or 5 of the beers so far here in Madison or here in Milwaukee. You guys are selling cases out here too, so it's not just draft.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been able to hit it up at Ray's, my local, and that's been awesome. I had 4 or 5 of the beers, and they've all been, I'd say like solid to excellent, including I think the farmhouse stuff that I've had great farmhouse ale. Actually, it's right here. I saved my last one for this.
Which one you got?
It's pronounced Oregon, not Oregon. Oregon, not Oregon.
It's pronounced Oregon, not Oregon.
Area. That's a nice inside joke. But and the saison that I wrote up for the State Journal piece was I think that was a 4-star review, so very good. But I mean, like, besides the quality, the thing to me that stands out about these beers is their names, obviously. Let me just dip into a few of these. All right. She's a tornado with pigtails.
Mm-hmm.
Craft beer sucks, which is a nice name.
I hate craft beer.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I hate craft.
Oh my God, I got it wrong. That's okay.
It's all right.
All right. No, same sentiment. Wow, I'll have to send a correction to the State Journal there. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nice Nelson Muntz quote there.
Yep.
Nope, not nope. Murder Hornet is my safe word. It's as the aforementioned. It's pronounced Oregon, not Oregon. What IPAs are on draft? Cheryl's 2004 Cobalt, like that one a lot. And then Alexa, play Lil Jon Radio. I could go on. These don't probably work as well verbally as they do on the written on the page or on the label, but they're all really funny. I mean, how do you, like, you just kind of off the cuff mentioned how you come up with it, but like, is this just a font of?
It's become kind of it's become kind of just a running like statement, like, oh, beer name mid conversation. So initially it was just me, Kyle, and Tom having these conversations, and we just in the middle of like planning this stuff and stress. My deal with stress a very fun way by cracking jokes to try and lighten the mood. Oh, there we go. So like, just, as conversations evolve, that's what happens. And then you start adding more and more people to your team, and more names become hilarious to you. So like, it used to be mostly just names out of us 3 that would, put them out there. But now we've got, like 15 people that are saying stuff that we just love. The bottom one there, Chick Flair. We named it Chick Flair because I don't know if you know Maggie Skinner from Fermentorium.
Yes.
So when she enjoys libations, she tends to go woo a lot, and so I refer to her as Chick Flair. So that's where we got Chick Flair. And that was our collaboration with Tank 8, which is affiliated with Maggie. Got it all set up, so we named it after her. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
All right, what's the next cool brewery or next cool beer name coming out of?
So let's take a gander. I've got them all written down here. This is fun. A lot of people don't get this kind of view. I send these out to people all the time. So we've got Bushes of Love, which is our Earl Grey Porter, which is getting kegged this Friday. And that's because there's a song called Bushes of Love from Bad Lip Reading. It was like a Star Wars thing.
Okay.
And I re-found it, and I started laughing listening to it. And then I showed it to Tom. He's like, Bushes of Love is the name of a beer. I was like, yes, for sure. Then we got Sweep the Leg Johnny, because Tom is currently absolutely obsessed with the Cobra Kai show.
Mm-hmm.
We have a double punch black IPA that's kind of landed. That is
Black IPA, huh?
yeah. So this one I'm actually very excited about. So the first beer my best friend and I ever homebrewed was a black IPA. And it turned out it was pretty good. We really liked it. But we picked the black IPA because we both went to Ireland together. And we were in Cork. And we both picked days that one of us would get hammered and the other one would stay relatively sober, so we could like babysit each other a little bit. But this time, my buddy Austin decided he was going to get drunk in Cork. So we're like, okay, let's do it. So he's just crushing giant Bulmers cider, like just right out of the bottle, not even pouring it into a glass. He was a heathen. So he's just crushing these things. And finally, he's just sideways. So we're like, all right, we have to go get food. This isn't Wisconsin. We can't just get food at all times. Like, we have to go while, people are still around. So we walk down and get these pitas. And I mean, this is all in context. I promise you, is worth it. We get these pitas, and he gets one that's filled with chili cheese. So he's eating this thing, and he looks like he just got out of surgery, and he's holding his hands like this because he's just covered in like red chili. And so they don't have a bathroom there. It's just like a little stand. So we just walk back to the hotel, and out of our hotel bar where we were drinking stumbles a guy being pulled by his girlfriend, or a female, I assume knows him very well. She knows his name's James, at least, because she's pulling him along. She's like, let's go, James. Pulling him along, and he's just slaunching back and forth on the way down. And I'm walking with my buddy. He still has his hands up like this. And the guy stops us in front of him. Is just mumbles something, just blah, 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 blah. We're like, okay, all right. And so the guy walks between us, and my buddy, finally recognizing that his girlfriend kept saying, let's go, James, goes, you should listen to your girlfriend. And he turns around and goes, what? And I was like, why are you even talking to him? You haven't said a word in like 30 minutes. Why are you going to start talking now? And the guy punches both of us in the face like this. The double punch hits us both in the face. And I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. My buddy drops down like James Brown. He's like, ah! He got tagged a little harder than me. And so I was laughing hysterically. And I was just like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, this guy just hit us both at the same time. That was incredible. And then the guy punched me again. So I punched him, and he fell down, and his girlfriend started dragging him away. Like, this happens every day. So I punched him. I look over at Austin, and he's leaving Wilson handprints on this like white brick building because he's got chili cheese, and he's just crawling back up. He's like, what just happened? I'm like, dude, you just got us into a fight in Ireland. Congratulations. And the door guy that we'd been like kind of hanging out with and drinking back at our bar is like, I don't know, he's like 5 doors down, and he yells, go America! And I was like, oh my God, we're trash. We're trash human beings. I just punched a very clearly drunk guy. My friend is leaving like vandalizing handprints and chili cheese all over this place. This is a nightmare. We go back and we just we kept drinking. I mean, what else were we gonna do at that point? But it was pretty hilarious.
So, and the name of the beer is
Double Punch.
Double Punch.
Double Punch Black IPA.
I can't say I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, it was incredible. He hit us both at the same time. That's a move that I think they only teach you in Ireland.
Nice. Well, a good way to turn the Badger Beer Hour into the Badger Beer Hour and a Half is to have Billy DuPlant tell a story about drinking. So
that's 30 minutes long. Sorry, everybody.
Billy, thanks for coming on, and best of luck for you guys at Youngblood.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Show's awesome, and you guys all have a fantastic night.
All right. Peace out, man.
See ya.